So I knew something was up because I have a sister that works for Bell PD. She's not an officer, she just works in the administration. So a lot of the information was funneled through her. And so I had known about Rizzo from before. And honestly, I didn't care. Because at the time, I was actually living in West LA. So when I would hear a lot of the stuff that was going on, I was just like, wow, I'm sorry to hear that. Like, wow. And I honestly never thought that I would ever get involved and that I would ever care because I never cared in the past. And that's just the reality. That's just where I came from. So when I moved back to Bell, it was just like a perfect storm with me and also with the city of Bell, everything that happened. So for myself, what got me to show up to one of the council meetings was we had a robocall that was made by the police union. They made a robocall calling all residents saying, please come and support your PD. They're going to vote on, it's this measure that was going to expand the PD, but at the same time lay everyone off. And that was their opportunity to get rid of a lot of cops. A lot of the cops that were very vital and reaching out to just like agencies to let them know about what the corruption that was already going on. So it was a scheme. They were scheming. So I showed up to support my sister. That was my reason. That was my reason to show up to the council meeting. But the reason I stayed was I actually in the council meeting, listening to the demeanor that the council was showing residents. Mind you, it's a huge Latino population, and a lot of people who don't speak English or don't speak English well, or can't really, they have their feelings, but they don't know how to express it. So that's who they were taking advantage of. So they were very condescending to residents. And on top of that, we had Rizzo, who it was just obvious that he was texting back and forth to the council. He was basically, it seemed to me and a lot of people that he was the puppet master. When a council's supposed to be making decisions for themselves, you have Rizzo's making decisions through the council. So there was definitely something fishy. And I said, you know what, I cannot allow once I get into that justice one, I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's a phone company, whatever it is. If something is not right, I have to get involved, because otherwise I feel like it's almost like a sin that I didn't get involved. Like I could have done something, but I decided not to. And the energy in the room was, for our favor. Every single person that was going up there was in favor of keeping the PD intact and in the city of Bell. Every single person, and not one was for the council. And I promise you that on everything. So when you have every single resident going up there for a specific reason, the city council is dismissive, there's a huge problem. And so we gathered outside. We were like, no, this isn't right. It's obvious that they're going to vote, for the expansion and for, to lay off Bell cops and rehire. So we stood up. We took a stance and we formed, there was just little groups forming and we were talking, and I spoke to somebody, Denise, she's also a founding member of the group. And before there was even BASTA, we were just like, okay, what do we do? Who do we reach out to? We had nobody yet at this point. And so when we created a Facebook, over 1,000 people, became our friends instantly. And so finally, we got some momentum, but it was just like tidbits, just little pieces out there. Like, okay, did you know that the city of Bell is a charter city? And what is that? We Wikipedia, because we didn't even know. We're like, okay, let's Wikipedia. What does that mean? Or let's look it up. Okay, so what charter needs to be written? So it was written in their favor and blah blah. So just for food for thought, And so with that, the big explosion with the LA Times story came out, and it just happened. We got in contact with, Christina got in contact with us, and we just formed the group. It was literally over a weekend, and we just came off really strong. So that's sort of why I got involved.